The dreams of a religious community, special programs for children, a new addition on the education wing, outreach to seniors, added staff, scholarships for students, upkeep on aging buildings. Most Lutheran churches and other institutions have had financial goals that have been difficult to reach by traditional means. But now, around the country, Lutherans are using charitable giving to Lutheran endowment funds to turn their dreams into reality and to endow tomorrow. Contributors, large and small, are feeling the satisfaction and joy of participating in stewardship support of institutions and programs they believe in.
It's not a huge amount of money, but it's what we have to give, and we wanted to give it.
Just such an easy way of giving.
A lot more.
It's
kind of maximizes your giving.
Yes.
I think it's really exciting to be a part of this, and to think that one's money could be used in that fashion.
In Eugene, Oregon, Carolyn Hoyer makes a yearly gift which pays the premium on a life insurance policy assigned to her church, United Lutheran. This allows her to be involved with the church's building campaign.
I thought it would be a nice thing to get involved with, but I really didn't think it would be feasible for me to ever accumulate the sum of money that might be necessary to make a significant gift. And even though what I'm doing is probably small by some standards, it's more than I thought I would ever be able to do.
Ken and Lois Erickson are also members of United Lutheran in Eugene. Their financial planning will assure an inheritance for their children and a significant endowment for church programs they care about very deeply.
I'm glad that we've made this decision. I feel satisfied, and I just feel that we've made a good decision, and I'm happy about it.
I guess I feel joyous about it. God's been generous to us. We've probably been on the frugal side, but this has allowed us to share things that we never dreamed of. I would not have dreamed of when we were first married. So it's a feeling of joy.
The need exists, whether it's for programs, salaries, or bricks and mortar. Here at Bethany Lutheran College in Mankato, Minnesota, endowment support will pay for the construction and ongoing operation of a long-dreamed-of fine arts building.
I think that for most of us in private education, individuals that support us get involved because of the value that the institution projects. In our particular case, being a very strong Christian liberal arts institution, our support comes from people that value that type of education and want it to be available to the next generation.
Sometimes we think of benefactors being millionaires, but even we little people can be involved here too. Our building is going to be made up of gifts from large donors to the small donor.
In California, the story is similar. According to Reverend Ronald Timmons, former California Lutheran University Development Director, the school here in Thousand Oaks is dependent on charitable giving.
If we didn't have charitable gifts here at Cal Lutheran, the magnificent Pearson Library behind me and the Preuss Brandt Forum would not exist. The new $5 million science building across the way would not exist, and we would probably have half as many students here because they simply would not be able to afford to come to a private church-related university at our cost without a lot of scholarship help.
And at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in North Hollywood, another dream may be built soon with charitable contributions to its endowment fund. A department store company wants the land Emmanuel's elementary school occupies for a shopping center. If the church agrees, the company will pay for rebuilding at a new site, and the church will add a gymnasium and other amenities at a price of over $1 million.
I'm sure they feel it's a real challenge. And initially, the reaction is, oh, there's no way we could raise that kind of money. That's and it's something that we have to learn about and that we have to explore. And we need help, in developing a plan. But I think that if the congregation votes to go forward with this project, it will be with the understanding that we're going to accept that challenge.
Robert Pepper is helping the Emmanuel Lutheran congregation achieve its dreams through charitable giving.
I think people need to be educated. I think they need to be challenged, to be awakened to what they have. I ask all people to go home and just write down, for instance, the wealth that really stands behind them, their cash value of insurance or the equities in their home, the values of their IRAs, even a potential inheritance that might be there someday that could be a bane or blessing to the individual and how they're going to be stewards over these funds.
Bricks and mortar are important at Trinity Lutheran in Detroit and at Holy Trinity Lutheran in Akron, Ohio. Both are cathedral churches, now worth millions of dollars and requiring expensive care. Both were originally built with gifts from wealthy families. And both are now dependent on charitable giving from a changed constituency for their support and growth.
My fear would be that if we did not have a charitable giving program, planned giving program, in a church of this nature, it would automatically die. Giving is something that is part of being a steward of your whole life. The dollar amount doesn't matter. The willingness to be part of something, to be part of the kingdom of God, to be part of a dream, a vision, a hope, a care for somebody is what really counts. And therefore, it's important for you to be a giver if you want to be a whole person and if you want to experience the joy that comes in knowing that you have generously cared for some other human beings in whatever way you do it.
Holy Trinity members Fred and Debbie Spencer.
We've attended this church for the past 5 years, and we've seen a lot of changes happening for the better. It's a revitalizing of the church in the downtown area of Akron, and it has a lot more to go, and we expect to go here for a long time, and we would like to do as much as we can to keep the church in its present condition and even better it. And the only way we can do that feasibly, and a lot of other people could too, is by the charitable life insurance. And it would help out immensely,
Well, it would enable us to give more than we could ever give just by tithing and help the church still be here maybe for our kids, our kids' kids.
On a Saturday in November, the Reverend Dr. Walter Marcis officiates at a wedding in the sanctuary of Cleveland's St. John Nottingham Lutheran Church. It's just one part of a ministry that includes responsibility for all the workings of the church and the running of a church school.
Well, I would love to have somebody to have a big endowment, but we don't have that kind. We have people that become involved with just a little bit, some as little as $50 a year. I think the endowment program has been one of the most exciting stewardship undertakings that I've been involved with in 26 years of ministry.
And I just feel that I plan for my family, and we try to plan for the future, and I wanted to be sure the ministry of our church was also covered in a way.
And Ruth Shannon from Triune Lutheran Church in nearby Broadview Heights, Ohio, contributes to her church's endowment fund.
And I don't feel I've done that much. I feel what I've spent yearly, I spend more in a wardrobe.
For Lutherans everywhere, contributing to what we truly care about and to what we believe can make a difference in the world is an enduring expression of our creativity. Around the country, Lutherans are using deferred giving and other charitable giving techniques to endow tomorrow, making lasting contributions to Lutheran institutions they love and realizing their fondest dreams.
If I were to sum this all up, I would say I feel satisfied and relieved that we've made this decision.
I'd say yes, you can afford it. If you looked into it, you can afford to have the future of your church and the ministry continue.
I just couldn't believe that something like this even existed. It was so easy, it seemed like to me, to sign people up for this type of thing.
I think it's really exciting to be a part of this.
It seemed like such an easy way to give long term.
So it's a feeling of joy.